Okay. This is how I would rank a vehicle wrapping company. So first things first, we're going to start off with the Google Business Profile. For the Google Business Profile, we're going to go over the name. We're going to go over the primary category. Then we're going to go over setting up citations for the vehicle wrapping company. Then we are going to go over optimizing the profile. Then we are going to go over being a serviced area based profile versus a verified address. Then we are going to talk about doing competitor analysis. So if I was looking to look in a specific area like Pensacola, Florida, how would I look at my competitors? Then for the vehicle wrapping company, I'm going to look at profile proximity. Then we are going to go over the website for the vehicle wrapping company. So on the website, we're going to look at first doing keyword research because we need a reason why we're building a page in the first place. Then I'm going to do a competitor analysis. Then I'm going to look at backlinks. Then I'm going to look at linking structure. Then I'm going to look at creating money pages. Then I'm going to look at creating blog content. Then we'll talk about domain name. Then we will talk about, for the vehicle wrapping company, creating a static HTML site versus JavaScript. And then we're going to talk about doing on-page optimization. So the first thing I would do when ranking a vehicle wrapping company is look at the Google Business Profile. So for for the Google Business Profile or the GBP, I want to look at the name. The name of the Google Business Profile needs to have a keyword in it. Now, if let's say I formed my LLC or I incorporated what have you, if I don't have a keyword in the name of my business currently, what I will do is I will file a do business as with the state so that I can start operating under the name that has a keyword in it. So since my name's Chris, we could do Chris Vehicle Wraps, right? We want a keyword in the Google Business Profile name. Now, you don't have to do both vehicle and wraps. You can do Chris's Wraps as an example. Next, we're going to talk about the primary category. So, for my vehicle wrapping company, my primary category on my Google Business Profile needs to best match the services or the products that I offer. We do not want like a sign studio. We don't want any other categories that are not congruent or match exactly what service or product that we offer, right? We want to be vehicle wrapping. So for if I was going to set up a vehicle wrapping company or if I had a vehicle wrapping company start with me, this needs to be the primary category, or this would be the primary category I would switch the profile over to. Then I would also advise my client to get a keyword in the Google Business Profile name. So we can do just one like wraps, or we can get vehicle wraps in there. We can do like the first name of the business owner. So my example would be Chris's vehicle wraps, but in this example, we could also just do Chris's wraps. Then next, So for a vehicle wrapping company, citations are going to be super important to build locally. So those are going to be on your chambers of commerce websites. Those are going to be on local directories. This is also where you're going to want to get that free listing on Better Business Bureau. You're also want to get on Yelp. Then you're going to look at MapQuest. Then maybe you can start looking at international directories. Right? On each of these listings that we're going and creating. And not only these, but you also are going to want to make social profiles on the 7 that Google allows you to link on your Google Business Profile, which are going to be YouTube. You've also got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got Pinterest, you've got the TikTok, you've got LinkedIn, and then you've also got X or Twitter. So on all of these, you've got chambers, you've got local directories, you got Better Business Bureau, Yelp, MapQuest, you got international directories, and then you got your social profiles, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, and Twitter. On all of these, we need to make sure that they contain a consistent name, address, and a phone number, all pointing to your site, to your Google Business Profile, and then you also need a website link. So for a vehicle wrapping company, this is what I would do. If they didn't have this set up and they were my client, I would go and set this up, and I would make sure that they maintain all 4 of these across all sites, across all instances in which their business is referenced. Hmm. So now we're going to talk about optimizing a vehicle wrappings Google Business Profile. We've already gone over the name and how we want a keyword in there. And then we've also already gone over citations, how we want to maintain a consistent name, address, and phone number. And we've already talked about the primary category. We want to make sure that it's matching best to vehicle wrapping services. So for the rest of optimizing a Google Business Profile, what we want to do is we want to start going through all of the attributes. So these are going to be questions. Do you require appointments? If you don't, then hit no. If you do, then hit yes. These are going to talk about payment options. What are the payment options that you accept? Do you have free parking? Are you veteran owned? Do you have a publicly accessible restroom, etc., right? Then there's the appointment link, which even if you do not have a appointment setting software, you still want to set this to your contact us page, or you want to link it to your home page. You want to make sure all 750 characters on your vehicle wrapping company's Google business profile are filled out. You want to make sure that we're linking all 7 social platforms that Google allows us to link to. So those are going to be YouTube, that's going to be Facebook, that's going to be Instagram, that's also going to be LinkedIn, it's going to be TikTok. Then you've got X or / Twitter. And then you've also got Pinterest. So you're going to want to go through every possible field or form on that profile and fill it out. And then you're going to want to link to all 7 of those social profiles as well. So now, as a vehicle wrapping company, I want to be a verified address. I never ever want to be a service area based profile. What happens when you're a service area based profile, if anyone ever searches for keywords about your business and then they put the portion that says near me, or at the end of that search term they put near me, what happens in the search results is that all of those that are verified address are going to appear higher. They're more likely to appear in this first, second, or third position in search when people are searching for those keywords relational to vehicle wrapping company, like vinyl wrapping near me or vinyl wrapping company, right? What's going to happen to your profile as a surface area based profile is you're going to start appearing towards the bottom. There's a study done on how much traffic goes to these positions. The first position gets 34%. The second position gets 26%. Anything after that is then fought below. So as you start getting to the 8th position, you're fighting over less and less. So what we want to be is a service area based, we want to be a verified address location so that we can start appearing more often in this first and this second and this third position. So for competitor analysis for a vehicle wrapping company on Google Business Profiles, what we're going to do is we're going to search the keyword in your local area. What we're going to do is we're going to start seeing, okay, who, and on average, right, we're going to look 10 times. We're going to search this keyword. we're going to look and see who's ranking, and then we're going to average their positions. So if 10 times we see very consistently who's ranking in the first, second, and third position, these are who we want to run our delta analysis on. All delta is it's the difference. So basically, we're going to minus where you're at versus where they're at to find the gaps or where we need to improve, so that we are the ones that are appearing in this first, in this second, or in this third position. So we can look at their review amounts. So if they're in the couple hundreds, right, then we need to consider doing a review campaign, or we need to figure out ways to incentivize the employees or previous customers to leave reviews. If we are behind on services with descriptions on the vehicle wrappings Google Business Profile, then we need to figure out, okay, where are we lacking? Where can we improve? We're going to look at posts. So how often is the competition posting on their Google Business Profile? Do we need to meet that cadence? Do we need to beat that cadence? What do their posts look like, right? Are they posting 3 times a week? Are they posting 5 times a week? What are they posting? Not only can we do all of this for your local area, what we can do is we can look externally to other areas. Right? So something I'll do whenever I get a new client is not only will I look in your local competitive area, I want to look at other highly populated, dense areas, because I want to look and see, okay, in these super competitive environments or these highly populated environments, what are other people in the same niche doing to rank? Simply by doing this, we can gather a lot of information. We can get a lot of other things that we may need to do for our business in our local area to rank it. So, as a vehicle wrapping company, your Google Business Profile has a proximity to it, a proximity factor to it. So, what does that mean? If someone is searching for, and this dot represents someone searching, if someone is searching in Google for a vehicle wrapping company and your Google Business Profile is all the way over here, and let's measure this and say that this is 10 miles. When you start getting to that outer rim or that outer radius of a Google Business Profile, what happens is that at the 10-mile mark, you start dropping heavily. And I would consider that you're out of search. So for me, out of search means you're below the 20th position, or you're around the 20th position. So what that means is we need to take into consideration, okay, where are people searching for my services? So if you're in a highly dense populated area, right? What we would want to consider is getting a Google business profile in that area. I would want my Google business profile in that area, because what's going to happen is as we get closer and closer to where a lot of people are going to be searching for our services, this is when it's going to start pushing our Google business profile higher up in the rankings. Another thing that we can consider is getting a second profile. So now we're going to talk about the website for a vehicle wrapping company. So if I were how I would start a website for a vehicle wrapping company is I would first do some keyword research. I want to find out what are people searching. So then I can take from what they're searching, what they're actually searching, then I can start to come up with a game plan of like, okay, now I know what keywords I want my money pages and a money page is a page I want ranking for a specific term, a specific keyword, and these are the pages that I want converting traffic. So first I have to do this keyword research. I have to find out what are people actually searching. What are the certain combinations, the certain phrases, the certain terms that my ideal customer or my client are putting into Google. So then I have an understanding of like, okay, so then when I go to do my on-page optimization, when I go to build my backlinks for my client or for my own vehicle wrapping company's website, or I'm thinking about the anchor text and how I want to interlink all of the pages to rank and search. So when someone does search for vehicle wrapping company, if that's the keyword that they use, then I know exactly what I have to do to rank for that keyword. But I first have to know what are people actually searching for in Google. So now we're going to do competitor analysis for a vehicle wrapping company off the website. So I've already done my keyword research, so I know what keyword I want to rank for. Now I'm going to search the keyword. I'm going to search it 10 times. And I'm going to see, okay, who's ranking in first, who's ranking in second, and who's ranking in third, because that's where I want to be. Then I'm going to take their websites and I'm going to run an analysis on them. Okay, then I'm going to compare to my money page. Okay, what is my money page lacking? This is my money page. What is causing my money page to be in the 8th position currently? So I'm going to run this analysis. I'm going to compare. I'm going to find, okay, so I need to add 1,500 more words to my page. Not only that, I need 35 more entities. I need to say my keyword 50 more times. I need more keywords in my H1. I need keyword variations in my H3. I need more keyword variations in my H4. I need more schema on my page. Then I need more LSI terms. Okay, so this is what I have to go and do. This is what my page is lacking. Not only are we going to look at what my on page is lacking. Okay, so for my competitors, what is their website structure? How many pages is their entire site? Are they 30? Are they 100? Are they 150, right? Now, this doesn't mean I have to go and then create a website bigger than theirs, because they may just have a whole bunch of URL bloat and not actually know what they're doing. But I need to have an understanding of like, okay, do they have proper internal linking, right? Do they have, let's say, 4 blogs or 4 pages all linking to their money page? What is the anchor text that they're using to link to their money page? What keywords can we look at from their sites of what are they targeting? Am I not targeting? Okay, let me go back to keyword research. Let me get an understanding of like, oh, okay, so they think they should be targeting that, but it gets 0 search volume, so we're not going to target that. Or actually, oh, that wasn't a keyword I ever thought of targeting. Now I know, oh, that must be a really good keyword to go target. Let me go do more research. Oh, okay, so I went into this other super competitive environment and 3 of the 5 top ranking websites are also targeting that keyword. So now I know, it's like, oh, okay, so I need to now build new money pages to target that specific keyword. Okay, what are they doing to rank currently for that specific keyword? Okay, now I need to go and apply that to my site or my client's site as a vehicle wrapping company. So now we're going to look at backlinks as a vehicle wrapping company. So backlinks are anytime someone links from another page to you. Okay? Now, when we think of backlinks as a vehicle company, we need to think of how many, the number, and then we need to think about referring domains. So if our competitor, after we did our competitor analysis, we went and looked at their on-page SEO, we went and looked at, okay, what keywords are they targeting, etc., right? If our competitors that are consistently ranking higher than us, they're ranking in that first, second, third position, we need to look at their total amount and their referring domains. If the total amount is really high versus their referring domains, this is a great opportunity. If their referring domains is about 1-to-1 to their backlinks, then this is a really strong backlink profile. So what we can do is we need to match them, or we need to beat them. So whenever I first sign a client or start a website, what I will first do is I'll just get a press release. What this does is this will get us 300 to 350 backlinks. And this will give us 300 referring domains. I offer this as a service. If you're interested, just message me on Instagram or click the link down below in the description. But what a press release will do is it'll get us 300 to 350 backlinks and 300 referring domains. Depending on the package you select, we can get up to 3,700 or more. And what this will do is a majority of the time, this will beat out your competition easily. Now, let's say that we don't want to do a press release. We can also start building citations, or we can just start building local backlinks. What you could also do is you could go and get yourself listed on directories as well. But these are all a very manual and tedious process. This is why I like to do just a very simple and quick press release, get that 300 to 350 referring domains, and get it out of the way. So now we're going to talk about the linking structure I would use if I was ranking a client's or my own vehicle wrapping company's website. So we've already done the keyword research. We've already done the competitor analysis. So we know what we need to rank a certain page, right? So we've done all that. And so we have this page. Then what we can start doing is we can start linking other pages like blog or other service pages to this page, and then try to get this money page ranking in Google. Now, this is going to stop at a certain point, and then this is when we need to start considering doing backlinks, or we can start considering getting a press release for this very specific money page. Now, for other internal linking, what we need to do is in the header on our pages, and then in the footer, the header's at the top, the footer's at the bottom. These are our main navigation. Right? This one and this one. And what we want here are links to rather our service pages. We've got location pages, or all of our blog content. Now, why we want to properly internal link our site is so that each time Google comes by and crawls our site, it's going to discover all of our URLs. It's going to discover all of our service pages. This is also going to help with getting our pages indexed. So what does indexing mean? Indexing means that if Google doesn't have a page indexed, if someone was to search for vehicle company near me and your site or page was not indexed, it is not going to appear in search. You will not appear in search if your pages aren't indexed. A way to help with this is to make sure that everything is properly interlinked. So we have links and we have multiple instances in which we are linking to a specific page. So what I mean is that a page should be linked to at least like 3 times. This is going to help Google find it every time it comes by and crawls our website. So a good way of doing this is to have a sitemap. And what I will also do for clients is I will make an HTML version of this, and I will place this in the footer. Then you also are going to want to have hubs. And what a hub is that, so let's say you have a blog hub, right? So you go to this page and it has all of your blogs. You want to make sure it has links to all of your blogs, right? Each of these are links. So on this blog hub, we have links to all of our blogs. So an extreme example would be if we had 30 blogs, then there's going to be 30 links on our blog hub page. If we have a services hub, and we have 5 services, right? Again, these are all links. Then this is going to link to all of them, right? So this is our page. This is another page. This is another page. This is another page. This is another page. We're going to link out to all of these. So anytime Google goes and crawls the home page, it is going to be able to easily discover all of our pages because it's going to go from the home page to the service hub page to then all of our individual service pages. So ideally, we want Google to find all of our pages, all of our URLs within 2 to 3 clicks. So now we're going to talk about money pages for a vehicle wrapping company. So this is something that I would do if I was setting up my own, or if I had a client that was a vehicle wrapping company, is that our money pages are going to be pages that target a very specific keyword, right? So this is normally going to be your main revenue driver. This is going to be one of your main services that you offer, or this is going to be something new that you want to target as a keyword that you haven't been previously because you're offering it as a new service, or you've seen that it's a really good revenue source, right? So let's say you wanted to get into boat wraps as an example. So then what you would do is you would create this money page specifically for boat wraps. So this money page is to target anybody searching in Google for boat wraps. So we would have to go do a little bit of keyword research. Okay, how do people actually search for this service? Is it a very simple search? Like they literally will type into Google boat wraps or boat wrapping company or boat wraps near me. Okay, we figure that out. Then we need to do competitor research. Okay, do we have any competitors for boat wraps? What are they currently doing to their pages that we need to start doing to our page or this new page that we're starting to build, right? If we already have a money page, a boat wraps page, then what do we need to do? Where is the delta or the difference of our page compared to theirs? Why are they ranking higher than us? Then we need to apply, if it's backlinks or if it's more on-page optimization, to get our page ranking higher than theirs so that we can start getting the clicks and the traffic so we can start converting people for this new keyword we want to target or this keyword we've already been trying to target, boat wraps. The whole point of a money page is to target a very specific keyword, a very specific service. Money pages are the pages we want ranking in Google getting traffic. So a different example of this is a blog. A blog is not a money page unless we're trying to make money off of AdSense, just getting traffic. That's informational traffic. That's not what we want if we're trying to sell a couple $1,000 wrap. So now we're going to talk about blog content for a vehicle wrapping company. So the whole purpose of blog content is to add relevance. It is also to add authority. And then it's also to do geo-relevance or geographic. These are the 3 reasons why you would want to create blog content. So we do not want to create blog content that gets traffic. We are wanting to convert our money pages, the pages that we were wanting to rank for a very specific term for our main service or our main product. The blog content is going to help us do that, right? So this is going to add relevance to our website. This is also going to show Google we're authoritative or we have authority in this space for this service, for this product. Then we're also going to use geographic relevance. So we're going to create blog content like things to do near me. So if I was a vehicle wrapping company in Pensacola, I would start talking about Pensacola. I would start talking about Gulf Breeze. I would talk about Pace. I would talk about Pensacola Beach, right? All of these things are going to help Google understand that we are an authority in this service. We have all the relevance, and then we also are located in this area through geo-relevance. We're going to take all of this blog content, and then this is going to be where we link to our money page. So if our money page was doing boat wraps as an example, because we are in Pensacola, then we are going to link from all of this blog content to this boat wraps page, this our money page, the page we want ranking first whenever someone searches in Google for boat wraps or boat wrap company near me, right? Now, at a certain point, blog content isn't going to cut it, right? This page, depending on your competition, may stop ranking or may get stuck on page 2. So this is when we need to start considering backlinks. And something that I do for clients is that I will just go and get a press release. Press releases will get you anywhere from 300 to 350 backlinks and referring domains. I also offer packages that go all the way up to 3,700 backlinks. Now, if we do all this internal linking, we do the backlinks, we've got the on-page, then now if we do all of this internal linking, the on-page optimization's done, and the backlinks are going, yeah. Actually, don't know what I want to say there. I'll just leave that there. Domain name. So now, when it comes to a domain name for a vehicle wrapping company, whether this is my vehicle wrapping company or it be my clients, we want a keyword in the name. Very similar to the Google Business Profile, we want to get at least one keyword in the domain name. So this would be, because my name's Chris, this could be Chris's vehicle wraps, or we could go wrapping. You could go chris'svehiclewraps.com. You could go chris'svehiclewrapping.com. You could go chris'svehiclewrappingcompany.com. We don't want to get too keyword stuffy, but we at least want the keyword, the main keyword that we're targeting in the domain name. I would personally not go, what would it be? It'd be like this is what I would not do. I would not do Chris's vehicle wrapping company in Pensacola.com. That would be way too keyword stuffy. This is what I would not advise doing. So then now we're going to talk about static HTML. So static HTML versus JavaScript for a vehicle wrapping company. So whenever I go to build my clients' websites, or if I were to do this for my own website, I want the entire thing to be static HTML. This is always going to load faster. And why that matters is if someone lands on your site, right? You click a link in Google and it takes like 5 seconds to load, it takes 9 seconds to load, what have you. Not everyone is always going to wait that long. Majority of the people are going to click off at like 3 seconds. They're going to go to somebody else's link. When's the last time you waited for 9 seconds for a website to load? I almost will never. So we want to make sure that it loads fast. I achieve this very easily with static HTML. The problem with JavaScript is that it's going to slow down the website. Now, not all JavaScript will, but ideally I just want to avoid it anyways. Not only that, what will happen is that each time Google comes by and crawls a static HTML site, so Google crawls, each time Google crawls a static HTML site, it's going to see all of the content displayed. It will see all of the code. It does not have to go and render anything. With JavaScript or a heavy JavaScript site, what Google will have to do is it will have to place it in a secondary queue. What this means is that you could wait days or weeks for Google to come by with a bot that has rendering enabled to then see all of this JavaScript content you're wanting to display. So if that's the case, if you applied new on-page optimization, it could be days or weeks for Google to give you credit, or for Google to recognize that, oh, you actually went and added a whole bunch of new keywords on the page. Oh, you should actually be ranking in this position. But because your site is heavy in JavaScript and it has to be placed in the secondary queue to see all of this content, you're not getting the credit that you deserve. You're not getting the credit that you should. So always, always, always go to static HTML. So now we're going to talk about on-page optimization. So for on-page optimization for a vehicle wrapping company, what we first need to do is we need to search the keyword we want to rank for in Google. We want to find, okay, let's look at these top ranking links currently, right? I will only focus on the top 3. What I will do is I will search 10 times. Then I will see on average who is always ranking in these top 3 positions. This is who I will run my analysis on. This will be my delta analysis. So what this does is that it will find the difference, or what my current money page is lacking from all of the on-page optimization that these other competitors have done. And this will tell me everything that I need to add to my site or to my page. From this, I will see, okay, so they use this many H tags on their page. This is their word count. This is how many times they've used the keyword. This is how many times they've used keyword variations. This is how many entities they've used. This is how many LSI terms they've used. This is also going to give me, okay, so in my heading tags, do I need to use keywords? How many times do I need to use keywords? Do I need to use keyword variations in my heading tags? How many times do I need to do that? How many entities do I need in my heading tags? How many LSI terms do I need in my heading tags? Okay. How many times do I have to bold certain words? How many listicles do I need on page? How many paragraph tags do I need on page? And I get all this information by searching the keyword in Google 10 times. I find, okay, who are on average are the top ranking 3 sites. I then find the delta that I need to add to my page. This is all the stuff I need to go and figure out how I'm going to add it to my page. And that's how I would do the on-page optimization for my vehicle wrapping company. Now, I want to make sure I say this. I want to be clear. This is going to be on my money page. This is going to be the page I want ranking in Google in that first position. So when they go to search for this keyword, which is going to be my main service or another service that I offer, right? So I'm a vehicle wrapping company, so maybe this is boat wraps. So I'm going to go search boat wraps. I'm going to look at my local competition. I'm going to see, okay, this is the delta, this is the difference, this is what I need to add to my page to have it rank. So that's how I would rank a vehicle wrapping company. If you're a vehicle wrapping company looking to rank higher in Google search, click the link down below in the description or DM me directly on Instagram.